Hey, didn't see you there. I'm gonna wait. Of course, your boy's going live. I'm waiting for a few people to come in here because I want to talk about this, but I want to talk about it when a few people in here so people can give their takes on it as well. Because, of course, it's going to be a little controversial. Maybe what I got to say about JAKOB. This is just going to come straight from a fan. So I'm gonna let at least about 15 people come in here. What's up, bro? Say what's up, bro, from 210. What's up, man? What's good? What's good? I definitely want to talk about this situation. I've been getting a lot of messages. Spurs in 7. Hell yeah. I've been getting a lot of messages on Instagram regarding JAKOB and how dirty the San Antonio Spurs are, how we're the most dirty team in the NBA, and I'm tired of it. Let's see. JAKOB just got dog in him, bro. Okay, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So, a lot of people have been saying that JAKOB is a dirty player. What he did against Murray was just so dirty. And one person even went out of their way to tell me that it is wrong for us to be okay with what JAKOB has to do, but get mad when Zaza does the same thing. Okay, let me say something. First off, let's start with Zaza. Before I talk about JAKOB and how I feel about JAKOB, how I feel about the Spurs and how they played yesterday, there is no comparison between JAKOB and Zaza. Here's the difference. JAKOB is a really good defender. JAKOB, you can tell that he pays attention to tape. JAKOB is a smart player. He's a skilled player. He's good around the basket. He is a good player. Zaza is just trash. Zaza's main existence in the NBA has been injuring the other team's best player. That's what his existence is. Zaza is not a good player whatsoever, and he goes into games with the mindset that I'm going to try to injure this person. It's never in basketball context. It's never in the midst of a play. What he does is overboard. If somebody's coming down, he'll go under them and try to break their ankle. If somebody falls on the ground, he'll put all his weight on their leg. That's what Zaza does. Now, JAKOB yesterday, and for this series, JAKOB has not been a Zaza player. Don't get me wrong, he got some dirt in him. Like, I hate when the stream does that. But JAKOB got some dirt in him. Don't get me wrong, he got some dirt in him. But is he a dirty player? No. Everything that JAKOB does is in the midst of a play. For instance, yesterday when Murray, grabbed his leg and he ended up hurting Murray's leg and slowed him down for the rest of the game, basically. He gave him a hard screen, and yes, his knee hit his thigh. It hit Murray's thigh. But at the same time, if you watch it again, I don't think there's anything wrong with the fact that Jokic pushed JAKOB just a little bit, and JAKOB sold it even more. He said, "Okay, you're gonna push me into him. Well, how about I push a little stronger?" And then he ended up putting his knee on his thigh. But that wasn't a play in which JAKOB was trying to injure his career or end his career. There's a big difference between a Zaza and a JAKOB. JAKOB reminds me of guys like Robert Horry, maybe like, in a sense, Bruce Bowen, maybe. He reminds me of kind of like, what Kevin Garnett used to do. I would even go this far, because if we want to talk about players that's playing right now, I would say that a lot of people call Draymond Green dirty. I don't see Draymond Green as a dirty player, and I know that's probably controversial to say, but like somebody like Draymond Green, he has skill, he has defense, he pays attention to detail on defense, he looks at film, it's obvious, he works extremely hard, and every now and then he might do something in the game that's a little, out of the ordinary. But it's not a matter of, oh, he's a dirty player. Oh, tell me one person that he's injured where he just got him out for the rest of the season. I mean, Another player that plays extremely hard is like a Patrick Beverly, and he can get a little dirty. I mean, he got some dirt on him, but there's nothing wrong with that. Now, somebody, Nuggets fans, I swear, and somebody, here's the thing, and somebody said that JAKOB is trash, and JAKOB, all he's been doing all this series is trying to hurt their players. If we're gonna go there, if we're gonna go into that realm of Spurs just being so dirty, how about we talk about the fact that I believe it was game 1 where Millsap went right under LA, where he tried to hurt LA's ankles. This has been going on. Like, it's not like the Nuggets are just so, God sent that they're not doing anything. This is the NBA playoffs, and if you don't like it, so be it. We're getting rough. Murray has been running around doing whatever he wanted. JAKOB gave him a little check. Rudy gave him a little check. LA gave him a little check. Now, are they out there saying we're going to try to injure him? No. They're out there just getting rough, getting nasty, and that's what you do in the playoffs. And I'm sorry, Nuggets fans. Now, I'm not saying it's all Nuggets fans, but I'm sorry, Nuggets fans, if you don't like that. I'm sorry that you don't like playoff basketball. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your team is too soft. That they can't handle it. I'm sorry. Honestly, no one on the Nuggets went after that game and started talking about how dirty the Spurs are. They didn't. Now, Murray could have. I mean, I don't even think he talked to the media after the game. But no, look, JAKOB is not a dirty player. This is not me just being biased. This is me being completely honest. There is nothing wrong with a little check. There's nothing wrong with a little physicality. It's just not. And if you don't want to get a knee stuck into your thigh, then maybe you should work on getting around screens a little better. I mean, it's just facts. Now, let's get into the game. I think that the San Antonio Spurs did an excellent job of controlling the game to the best of their ability. And basically, you could tell what Popovich did. And Popovich, I think they said that Popovich has like a journal in his office in which he has like plays and things that other coaches have told him his whole career, things that happened in the game. He has like a journal full of scenarios. So I think in this situation, I think that he went back to the early Lakers series that we had, and he said, you know what? Let Shaq Jokic beat you. So I think that that's where we went in with our game plan this game. That's just what I'm seeing. I could be completely wrong. People that are journalists like Charlie O'Charles is excellent at this type of stuff. I'm just saying what the eye test, from a fan's perspective, the eye test told me that the Spurs said, you know what? Man-to-man with Jokic. Every now and then we send a double team, but not really. But man-to-man with Jokic, let him beat us. And if Jokic beats us by himself, he beats us by himself. Thus, that's how he put up 43 points. He didn't have a performance like this all series. The reason why he had this series performance like this in this game isn't coincidence. Isn't that Jokic got more aggressive and Jokic did something different? No. It's because the Spurs played so well on everybody else, and they basically said, you know what, Jokic, you beat us. And I like it. I think that LA came out aggressive. DeMar DeRozan came out aggressive. And if we're being completely honest, no one on the Nuggets team can guard those two. Just like nobody on the Spurs can guard Jokic. I know a lot of people said Demo need to go out there and guard Jokic. No. I mean, Demo would just get bullied. If JAKOB can't, honestly, guys, if JAKOB's having a hard time guarding Jokic, Demo is not going to be able to guard Jokic. He's just not. I don't think he's really stronger than JAKOB to be able to go out there and guard Jokic. I mean, Jokic is extremely hard to guard. And I think we did a good job with the whole mindset of saying, okay, we're going to have this center shoot these threes. If you're going to kill us by 3, you kill us by 3. We're going to put our hands up. We're not going to do too much. Go ahead and shoot it. And if you beat us, you beat us. You earned this series. You are the next, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, you beat us. You know what I mean? So I think the Spurs did a great job in that aspect. As far as the lineup, what's really crazy to me is I had the entire different approach in my head on how the Spurs should handle the lineup. I thought we should have expanded our lineup, but Popovich minimized our lineup. He didn't allow Bertans to play. As soon as White came out, they didn't experiment with anything. They didn't put in Lonnie. They didn't experiment with anything really. They limited their lineup more and more, and they made it a pretty strict lineup. And the Spurs were pretty obvious on who they're going to play. And maybe that is best for this team. Maybe they saw something that we didn't see. Still, I'm a little afraid going to this next game if they get hot and we don't have somebody like Dante out there just to switch on Murray. Even at the beginning of the game when Derek White got into foul trouble, I didn't like it because I said that he's the only person that's guarding Murray. And I was like, dude, we don't want him being the only person guarding Murray. I wasn't feeling that. But for the most part, they did good. And what else did I see? Rudy, of course, came alive. He went out. He played good. Some people speculating that the reason why Rudy came out so great is because I think he just lost his grandmother. But honestly, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that. I'm not sure if that's the reason or not. Look, this is a do or die game. I mean, if you don't get up to play for these, then you just shouldn't be in the NBA. Now, I do like the Spurs language going into this next game. DeMar DeRozan has already came out and said, let me think, because I want to say it quote by quote, but I don't. Maybe I had to paraphrase it. But he basically said that we're gonna kind of. It's kind of on the realm of what Millsap said, where Millsap said we're gonna take care of business, or we're gonna take care of it, or whatever in Game 7. I think DeMar kind of said that too. He sounded kind of like that. That we're gonna take care of it. Yeah, no Bertans at all. Which is fine, y'all. It's not like Bertans. We just got to win this next game. It's not like Bertans is out of the rotation where he's in the doghouse. It's not necessarily that. I think the reason why they're not playing Bertans is because they're not allowing Bertans to really get open. And then on the defensive end, they can kind of bully Bertans. So when we get on the defensive end, Paul Millsap, it's going to be tough on Davis. And Davis has to run power forward because he's not really fast enough to be small forward. And he's a stretch four. So it's really tough on him to be... Look, if Rudy Gay's having a hard time guarding Millsap and he's bigger and stronger than Bertans, then Bertans is probably going to have a hard time. And that's just the reality right now. But we get past this game. We have to get past this game, of course. If we get past this game, then we can... He'll be back in the lineup. I mean, each series is different. And one thing that I said about this team before this last game, which I was not looking forward to this game, to be honest with you. I was not looking forward to Game 6 because the Spurs laid the eggs so bad in 5 and pretty bad in 4. And I was just like, oh my God, Spurs. But at the same time, one thing that you can say about this team is they are resilient. And they believe that they can do it, and they feel as if they can do it. I'm just a little afraid that if you keep trying to skate this line of win and loss, win or go home, win or out of the playoffs, that we're just going to be out of the playoffs. Because in the regular season, we did the same thing. We were losing the teams we shouldn't lose to, and then out of nowhere, we'll go on a 10-game winning streak, beating the Warriors, Nuggets, and Bucks, and so I don't think you need to keep skating this line. Hopefully the Spurs have woken up now and don't do this again. But this next game is huge, and I really hope we get a win with it. Let me see some of these comments. Patty needs to step it up. Yeah, Patty. I'll say this. Patty ran what Popovich needed the entire game. Like everything that Pop needed from Patty, he supplied it. And what I mean by that is Pop's mentality, obviously, on offense was attack the basket, attack the basket, attack the basket, attack the basket. If you paid attention to the game, Patty was the main one attacking the basket. Like, every time Patty had the ball, he attacked the basket. Now, when you're saying Patty needs to step up, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're just talking about his threes. Because his threes are not going in. And it's like, yo, Patty, you can be so hot, and we need you in that. But Patty was a big part of that, of us winning. Trust me. Like, how aggressive he was on offense. He's always aggressive on defense, but how aggressive he was on offense, even that steal at the end. And I know that he ended up passing it, and I think Forbes turned it over. I don't know who the turnover would be on. It was kind of, I think it was kind of DeMar DeRozan's fault. I think he was kind of in the way, but that even that steal, Patty paid attention, and I think the Spurs figured something out. And I don't know if Malone, because here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. Coach Malone is a inspirational speaker. That's what he is. He's a guy that gets your blood pumping and gets his team hyped and gets them ready to play. Popovich is a little more methodical. So this is what I'm thinking. I think Malone threw in the best coaching he could have done. I think the best coaching Malone was capable of doing was changing up his lineup and then inspiring those guys to play hard. That's what he did. And they looked incredible. They looked night and day in game 4 and 5. Like night and day. So I think that's what he did. Popovich is a little more methodical, in which Popovich isn't going to be quick to change the lineup, obviously, which I still don't fully agree with. But hey, you win the series, I'll shut my mouth, y'all. I promise I will. But Popovich is more so methodical, in which he said, yes, see what we can do to hurt this team. Yes, throw in a monkey wrench. And in the next couple of days, if Malone can convince his team or come up with something to stop it, then hey, you got the series. Because I really do believe that what Popovich was thinking was, he said, you know what, this is what we're going to do. We're going to stick on everyone else. We're going to allow one-on-one with Jokic. And you know what, Jokic, you be their point guard, you be their shooting guard, you be their small forward. This is your game. And everyone else, yes, just stick to them. Don't let the other guys beat you. Jokic is a whole nother thing. Jokic, you run away with it if you need to. Do whatever you have to do. And honestly, if I go back to, because I mean the title of this video is Jakob being dirty. Jakob doing that little thing that he did, where he got into Murray, where he hit him a little bit, you know, gave him a little knee. He didn't do something where it was like, oh, I'm trying to break his leg. He didn't do something that was just malicious. He did a playoff gritty dog type play, and that's what big men do. And I'm sorry that the NBA has become so sensitive that fans can't handle it. The reason why I was upset around the Kawhi situation, because Zaza is trash. He's a trash player. There was nothing, you know, gritty about what he did. It was just straight up dirty and downright evil what he did. And he does it all the time. That was my problem with Zaza. But with Jakob isn't like that. Jakob isn't necessarily going to games thinking I'm going to hurt you. But Jakob is like, when I get this opportunity, if you don't run around this screen, I'm going to make you pay for it. And he going to make you pay for it. That's what Jakob is. That's who Jakob is. So I don't think we need to go into this game, or people need to go into this game irritated at Jakob or mad at Jakob. Jakob did what Jakob was going to do, what he had to do. And him doing that, rattling him a little bit, Murray a little bit, Murray looked weak. Like the whole reason, like a lot of Spurs fans don't like Jamal Murray. Me, for one, I don't really like him. And I'll just be honest with you, I don't really like him. And the thing about him is, I think that he gets extremely cocky. I think he gets extremely arrogant. And I think that in parts of this series, he felt as if he was just better than Derek White. And he wanted to show he's better than Derek White. And, you know, whatever, you know, do what you want to do. But at the same time, when you get whooped, when you get some hands put on you, and even early in the series where he wanted to be a tough guy and try to push Jakob. I mean, okay, you want to be a tough guy, keep being a tough guy. But when it came down to it, when we hit you a little bit, when we popped you a little bit, you were non-existent. I think you had a floater right after that, but then after that, you were out of the game. And that's during the game. And if he's limping around during the game, you already know he's going to feel it a lot today and tomorrow night. So, Jakob, what you did, I applaud you, buddy, because it's not necessarily, and this is from a fan, y'all. This is a fan's perspective. This isn't the politically correct thing to say, but damn it, I like it. I like a little grit. I like a little nasty. I like a little bit of dirty. A little bit. Now, if Jakob came in there and he just straight up, you know, I don't know, like for instance, if he gave him that screen, right, and he fell to the ground. Murray fell to the ground, and then Jakob like stumbled over him and then fell on top of his leg. Now I'll be like, Jakob, dude, that's overkill. That's not cool. But in the midst of a screen and you run into it and you get a little knee in you, you got a little knee in you. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to get around a screen, or learn how to get around Jakob's screens. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I ain't mad at it. Jakob. Do your thing, and you're not trash like some people say you are. You're an extremely talented player. You got some finesse around the rim. You got some defense. You obviously watch film, and you did your thing. You did everything you were asked to do, and it was damn near perfect. And honestly, I don't think if the Spurs can play like that tomorrow, which is going to be extremely tough with us being a terrible away team and them being the best home team, we can win. And I think that the X's and O's is actually what Popovich beat them with in Game 6. I think his adjustments really made a big difference for Game 6, because it would be one thing if I saw a Nuggets team that just didn't show up. I didn't see that. I saw a Nuggets team that showed up. I saw a Nuggets team that tried. I saw a Nuggets team that was out there giving their all. I saw a Nuggets team that just couldn't get over the hump because the Spurs, what they were doing was that great. And the great thing about what the Spurs are doing is you just got to continue to score, which is, that ain't easy, but you got to continuously score. And in those situations, you got to score when he's not on the floor, when Jokic is not on the floor. Let me see what y'all talking about. I don't know how Millsap gets cocky when we win. I hope he takes all his words back. Oh yeah, he's gonna come out and say that. Millsap came out and said, for you guys that don't know, he said that they're gonna take care of it. So he gonna take care of our ass apparently. Jakob also for another country, so they might play a little tougher and all. That's true too. He's a foreign player. It might be a little different. They might play a little more gritty, And look, if somebody did that to our player, I would be upset. But at the same time, if that player just didn't show up for that game, or after that, he's like, whining and just not really shooting his shots or whatever, that's on the player. Like, you have to be tough enough for playoff basketball. And I don't know when playoff basketball became preseason basketball, but it shouldn't be like that. It should be nasty. It should be gritty. It should be ugly. That's what basketball is. It just should be. And honestly, I think deep inside, I think Jakob I think he don't like Murray. I think that certain players on our team probably just don't like Murray. They're not feeling him. What you say? Clan, I'm not trying to advertise, but I made some highlights for last night's game on Spurs Fan TV channel. It's called Spurs Fan TV. Oh, Spurs Fan. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. That's cool. Pat Fire, go Spurs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm trying to think of any other takeaways from last night. I don't want to hear nothing about Jakob being trash. I don't want to hear nothing about him being dirty. He got a little dirty in him, and I like it. Just see what else. It was something else I saw about last game. What did Jakob do? Still confused. I must have missed it. Oh, no. You remember when Murray went down? When Jamal Murray, he went down and was grabbing his leg or his thigh or whatever. People were saying just how dirty Jakob is, because when he set a screen, he leaned into him just a little bit, and he was really stern with his knee, so he ran straight into Jakob's knee, and people were saying that Jakob's dirty for that. Which is, look, Jakob purposely give him a little bit of, gave him some tap, but I don't think it was like malicious where he was intending to end his career. I mean, come on, y'all. Hold on. Marco played well. Glad he made some shots. Marco did play well. It's crazy, man. It's like Jakob. I said Jakob. Marco cannot shoot. I swear, he cannot shoot a normal shot. If he hits a shot, he has to be on one leg, probably his left leg, preferably balancing on top of a basketball, and have a baby, with a cowboy hat on his right shoulder. It's like it got to be just crazy. Like for him to hit a shot, he has to be horizontally shooting it, and it's so weird. It's so weird because he can be wide open for a three, and not make it. I don't know what's that about. He said, "Nah, man, that's nothing dirty. That's just playoff basketball." Man, I said the same thing, but the thing is, if you go into some of these pages on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, Nuggets pages, they going off. They're calling us dirty. They're like, they can't play us straight up. Why can't they just play us straight up? They're trash. And it's like, whatever, dude. Whatever. Yeah, sure. We tied the series 3-3. We were up 2-1 only because we were dirty. We just injured all your players all game. That's why we lost. That's why we won. That's how we got to where we're at right now. Yeah, Marco shoots unorthodox. Like Paul Millsap didn't undercut LA twice. Exactly. Like they're making it seem as if the Spurs. When has the Spurs, honestly, guys? When have the Spurs ever been a dirty team? Like when? Yes, we've had players that's been gritty. Yes, we have players that done a little dirty stuff. But when have the San Antonio Spurs been the bad boy Pistons? Like when? Never. Like Spurs never done that. We never been like that. Yeah, Bruce Bowen. But that's a player. Like when has the Spurs, like organization, say we're gonna be dirty? Like that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get dirty. We're just gonna be a dirty. Like we never done that. We never been a dirty team. We're not a dirty team. Yeah, Joker, and that's another thing. Joker pushes on every screen. He pushed JAKOB. That's what I was saying too. He pushed JAKOB into his own player. JAKOB, since he got pushed, and JAKOB probably was looking at film on this, and probably just as a series go, knows that he pushes him all the time. So he's like, all right, you gonna push me? I'm gonna emphasize a little bit. You push me, and I'm gonna make you injure your own player. Like that's how he was doing it. It wasn't like he was pushing him, and JAKOB is not a dirty player. I don't even know. I don't even have to explain this. Let's see. Robert Horry. Robert Horry was nasty. Robert Horry was nasty for sure. Robert Horry was nasty. That's what I was saying. Like if I put JAKOB in a category, he will be in the category of the Robert Horrys, or like the like he does a little extra stuff, but it's not like trying to injure you. You know what I mean? If we win Game 7, we go against Portland and we win in 7. But the Warriors might blow a 3-1 lead. The Warriors won't blow a lead. I hope they lose tonight, though. Like I'm really hoping they lose tonight. Wait, what did I say? You said if we go against Portland. I don't even want to think that far, y'all, because we got this whole game tomorrow that's gonna stress me out. I don't even want to go that far. But you know what? I'll entertain it. If we were to go against Portland Trailblazers, I don't think it'll go to 7. I think it'll go to 6. I think Spurs in 6 against Portland. I don't see Portland being this much of it. I just don't. I'm sorry. Like Portland is a great team, and Dame Lillard is the man. But honestly, against OKC, they're going to look even better. OKC is not well coached. I said earlier this season, I saw OKC go against the Timberwolves, and I was watching it, and I was like, dude, they're trash. Like, I was just looking at the coaching for both teams. I was like, this coaching is awful. Like, they're just giving up whatever. They're not playing defense. And right then and there, I was like, okay, OKC they're not gonna be able to do nothing. And then sure enough, they go against Portland, and your leader shoots so many bad shots. He made it him against, Dame, and Dame is a better leader, thus Dame team won. If you would have replaced Dame with Westbrook, OKC would have won. Like, honestly, I really do believe that. So, as far as the Trailblazers, they looked really good in the first round, and they're a good team. But going against the Spurs, I don't think they would have a shot at all. I think this is our hardest challenge right now before Western Conference. That's just me. OKC is very bad. They really are. This man said Wiggins turned into Kobe. Andrew Wiggins turns into Kobe against the Thunder. Man, he choked against the OKC Thunder last game. I thought I read something and then I kept scrolling. Hold on. Oh, did you get rid of your comment, King Kenneth? You said something about, I don't know. Something went away. Shit happens on the court. JAKOB doesn't strike me as someone who might meant to do harm. No, he's not like that. Oh, I remember when you said, yeah. When I said we had DeMar Leonard. Yeah. Hell yeah. We got Kawhi DeRozan. He dropped 40 on them. Oh, did he really? Damn. Yeah, but OKC, that's the thing. OKC is not a great team, y'all. Like, so Dame doing what he did against OKC, honestly, even him getting that shot off at the end, that wouldn't happen with the Spurs. Because, first off, Derek White is a better defender than Paul George. But not only that, I think it would have been better. Like, that type of shot right there, it was only a few seconds left on the clock. I don't know why you gave him all that space. I don't know what he was thinking of giving that space. Now, he did, sure enough, when he contested it. But I don't know what he was thinking. Like, stuff like that wouldn't happen with the San Antonio Spurs. Like, your shot is going to be tougher than that. I guess that was a tough-ass shot. But still, you know what I'm saying. It's Dame Lillard, so that's not a tough shot. That's the equivalent of giving Steph Curry that shot. Like, you're not going to give Steph Curry. You know Steph Curry can pull up right there. You're going to body him. But they refused to do that. They didn't body him. You know, so Spurs are just built different than OKC. So I'm not stressing about if we had to go against Portland because OKC ain't the Spurs. Like, Portland did what they did, and Portland was highly motivated to beat them because they can't stand Westbrook. I just don't want to get my hopes up because this is going to be a hard-ass game tomorrow. Yo, this is going to be the hardest game of the series. But the one thing that I can take from it, y'all, is if the Spurs show here's a few takeaways for tomorrow's game, or a few thoughts before we go into tomorrow's game. So here's some thoughts I got, right? So, and I love doing this, y'all. I love talking, and then y'all in here, and then we just talking Spurs. But I love this shit. All right, so this is what I think. Going into this next game, number one, yes, they're the best team or best home team in the NBA, and they run off their crowd. But this is the same crowd that's capable of booing them. This is the same crowd that made a petition to try to get Will Barton out the starting lineup. Like, this is a tough crowd. So they're quick to be quiet. If you stick it to them, that crowd will get quiet quickly. That's one thing. Number two, you play a really dangerous game when you run off your crowd because now it's more emotional than, methodical. Three, I think that when it comes to when it comes to the Nuggets versus the Spurs, Nuggets beat us based on pace and effort. They don't beat us because they do anything special on the offensive end. They don't do anything special. It's all effort and talent. That's what they run off of. The Spurs can run off of effort, talent. We have the two most talented players. I mean, Jokic is extremely talented, but I think that as far as experience and you accumulate like everything about DeRozan and LA, they're the best players on the court, or they should be the best players on the court. So we have the best players. So we have the strength of coaching, we have the strength of players, and we can have the strength of effort. You have those three things, and they only have two of those things. We're good. We can beat them in that aspect. So I'm not expecting the Spurs to do what they did in game 4 or 5. This is me just watching this last game, and my thoughts about the Spurs not necessarily change It still irritates me that we are in this situation, but at the same time, they understand that they can win it. I'm listening to their language, the way that they're speaking. I'm listening to the way DeMar DeRozan is speaking after the game. They are extremely confident. This wasn't one of those things where it's like we're just trying. Like for instance, like it wasn't one of those like we just don't want to go home. It wasn't one of those. It was more so we know we can beat this team. Popovich gave us a game plan and the shit worked. And now we're even more confident. I don't know if Malone is a good enough coach to combat everything that Popovich threw at them in the span of a couple days. And I don't know if his team is have enough experience to take whatever Malone tells them to do and execute it to the utmost like Popovich team did. Because the Spurs executed every single thing Popovich told them to do. Every single player that was on the court was doing exactly what Popovich needed them to do. Play smart, play gritty, ran into the paint, stayed on their guys, ran them off the three-point line. They did everything that Popovich wanted them to do, and it worked. I don't know if the Nuggets have enough experience to be able to outsmart the San Antonio Spurs. And I don't think Malone is a good enough coach to be able to outsmart Popovich. I think it's just going to come down to who wants it more. Because honestly, if the Spurs, and another thing, I didn't see a lot of transition shots that the Nuggets get. Because the main reason why the Nuggets were beating us so bad is because transition shots. They would run down the court, hit a shot, run down the court, hit a shot, run down the court, hit a shot. I'm just not that afraid. Another thing, Spurs have virtually beat, and I know, it doesn't count because it didn't happen, but they have virtually beat the Nuggets twice on the Nuggets home floor. We beat them in game 1, and we sure as hell should have won game 2 by 19 points twice. But we've shown dominance on their court before, which I did not see coming in this series, to be honest with you. I did not know the Spurs were going to be able to do that. I thought that we were going to have a really hard time going against the Nuggets on their court. So the fact that the Spurs were able to go into these games and show some dominance for as long as they have in Denver, that's going to play a big role as well. Let's see. Nuggets might crumble under the pressure. Pop has been here many a times, and our players are playoff experience. For sure. And they don't want to go home, man. Rudy Gay knows that he's getting older. Rudy Gay came to San Antonio because he wants a ring. Rudy Gay knows how important this game is. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, y'all, I think that we could have ran away with this game a little earlier, this last game, if Derek White could have played more. And the problem was they kept calling stupid shit on him. Oh, and I want to mention that. I meant to mention that about Derek White. Have y'all noticed that Derek White got a little more swagger? Has anybody else noticed that? Like, I noticed some serious swagger from Derek White. You notice that? That boy got some swagger, bro. Real talk. Talking back to the ref. Swag! Yeah, he got some swagger. Like, I was just looking at his facial expressions and everything. I was like, damn, Derek. Like, even when he was, trying to get the charge, and then he's looking like, these mother effers for real? Yeah, he made a face of the, I was like, yo, I like this Derek White, because before we had a Derek White that wasn't 100% sure of himself, not 100% sure, just like Popovich said earlier this season, he wasn't sure if he belonged here. Now he's playing like, yo, I could be the best player on the damn court. I belong here. And even his shots at the end was like, yeah, I'm a big shot maker. This is what I do. He hit some huge shots down the stretch. Yeah, he went from quiet to vocal real quick. It was a beautiful thing to watch. I was like, damn, Derek. And I know they kept, giving him fouls, and then eventually he had to go on the bench. But I was like, dang, Derek White is not playing. Like, he want this. That was not a Derek White I was used to seeing. Yeah, he got some swagger, man. I like it. And I like that after the game when they talk to him, he's still humble. He's still Derek White. He's still, quiet and meek or whatever. But I like that when he's on the court, he's vocalizing. He's expressing himself. Because that type of attitude means a lot. When you looked at LA, even LA on the bench, y'all, it was Rudy Gay. He backed down into the paint and did a hook shot. And this next game gonna be tough because it's gonna be man versus man because they're gonna be coming at us tough. I already know they will, and we're gonna be going at them. But Rudy Gay, he backed into the guy, gave a little hook shot, and they panned the camera over to LA, and LA was looking like everyone was just focused. I'm like, I like that. Everybody was just focused. They weren't going crazy. They weren't getting hyped. And honestly, that's how it should be. I got tired of seeing DeMar DeRozan complain about every play. I got tired of seeing Rudy complain about every play. And, you know, we get tired of seeing LA not put forth the best effort. But I think in this game, LA and DeMar played off of each other well. I think that they found the open guy pretty well. I think Bryn Forbes did well as far as when he had his opportunities to shoot. I think that LA was more of a leader. And I like the fact that Derek White was more of a vocal leader because honestly, this is a very nice blend of team. And I really hope we can pull off this win because I really do see big things from this team. And I have seen big things from this team. That's why I get so irritated when they lose simple games. But you look at somebody like LA and DeMar and how they reacted and how they were kind of quiet leaders, and Derek White being that vocal leader, that's good balance because we needed somebody to be a little more vocal, to have a little more swag. Bryn Forbes got swag, but Bryn Forbes can't do what Derek White can do on the court at all. So it was good to have one of the stars, and I'm going to say that, and I don't care what anybody say, have one of the stars on San Antonio do that. It meant a lot, I think. You see, I hope Derek resigns with us next year. No, Derek White ain't going to work. DeMar shot 90% in the second half. Yeah, he went off. Everyone was dialed in. DeMar had enough and didn't look at the refs, especially that play going into halftime. That's what, yeah, exactly. He did not look at refs. He did not complain. He wasn't, being soft. He was going for every single shot that he had. Any opportunity, he went for it. And as far as us getting into the paint, y'all, we got to get in the paint because there's nobody on their team that can stop us. Nobody. Like, similar to... No, it's not similar to us because I think we got better shot blockers than they do. I mean, we don't have great shot blockers, but, I think JAKOB is a decent shot blocker. Even Rudy Gay showed himself to block a shot. But we have to go into the paint because it's already hard to shoot jump shots in Denver with the altitude and everything. And I think that you're going to have to get those easy shots around the basket. I think the Spurs looked at the percentage as far as like 17%. I think it said, dang, what was it? I think Rudy is 17% around the rim. LA was like 33%. And then DeMar was like 27% or something. Like, it was a crazy percentage of them around the rim. Like, we were just missing everything around the rim. So I think they looked at that and they said, we got to attack the rim and we got to finish it. And we're getting all the opportunities. When Patty Mills can get into the paint and do reverse layups, anybody can get in the paint. In the beginning of the season, I predicted us to be third seed ahead of the Lakers. Beginning of the season, I predicted us to be second seed. Which was crazy is we could have very well been that. LA might leave us. Well, that's going to be a while. In the beginning of the season, oh wait, I read that already. JAKOB is our most efficient player in the paint. Is it statistic-wise or just like your eye test? Because I would agree with you. I just don't know if it's statistic-wise. Patty has the most hustle on the team despite being the smallest guy. Yeah. He always had that. One of my favorite Patty Mills plays is when he forced a charge on Dwayne Wade in the finals and he just lost his mind. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. What's the DeRozan contract? He got 3. What is it, y'all? Does he have 2 more years after this or 3 more years after this? I think he got 2 more years after this year. I have a joke. We should be eating the Nuggets instead of them eating us. King Kenneth, let me talk to you for a second, man. I'm not a comedian or nothing. You know, my favorite comedian is Dave Chappelle. But yeah, man, that was an L. No, don't delete. No, don't delete it. How you gonna delete? No, don't delete the comment. You said that. You ain't going nowhere. You said that. King Kenneth, buddy, you can do better than that. You can do better than that, man. You can do better than that. I promise you can. I believe in you. No, you gonna delete the comment. Don't do that. Don't do that. We all read and heard that. Don't you do that. Don't you go nowhere. Before LA leaves, do we trade him for a youngster draft pick? Hell, I don't know. 2-2. Oh, okay, y'all saying how many more years DeMar got? Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to next game. I think we're gonna do great. I think that we're gonna be pretty dialed in. It's crazy because going into game 5, I thought, and I said this, and I admit that I was completely wrong. I thought that we were going to get the best of both teams. I thought that we were going to get the best possible Spurs team versus the best possible Nuggets team. Honestly, this is what I'm hoping. Every win. All right, I'm gonna stop joking around. What do you think? No, you can joke. I'm just messing with you. Okay, but I'll say this. Every game that we played in this series against them, we've seen the best Spurs team, we've seen the worst Nuggets team, and we've seen the best Nuggets team, and we've seen the worst Spurs team. But crazy thing about it is we have not yet had a game where we've seen the best Spurs team versus the best Nuggets team. It's usually the best Spurs team versus the bad Nuggets team, or the great Nuggets team versus the bad Spurs team. That's what I've seen. And I'm praying that this last game was actually the best Spurs team versus the best Nuggets team. And maybe it was with Jokic putting up those numbers he did. So maybe that's, you know, the best they get. I'm hoping. But Will Barton laid the egg, and he's going to have to do that again. I love when he play. I love when he's on the court, because you never know what you're going to get. But yeah, so I think that for the most part, I think that both teams, we've seen good Spurs teams and bad Nuggets teams, good Nuggets teams and bad Spurs teams. And I'm just waiting for that matchup where we get the giant Titans clashing, you know what I mean? What you say? It ends 2021, I think. Have you a second favorite team? Or do I have a second favorite team? It will. They both be hungry for the win. Yeah, for sure. But I don't know if, I mean, it's also possible that the Nuggets could be scared or nervous and play on their heels. Like, that's possible too. I don't think the Spurs will, but it's a possibility for the Nuggets. I'm getting tired of these Nuggets fans, man. Sometimes it's like, I want my team to win no matter what. Like, obviously, I got Spurs pages everywhere talking nothing but Spurs basketball, making memes for the Spurs, making highlight videos for the Spurs, like always talking Spurs basketball, and I want my team to win. But then sometimes I look at these fans and it's like, I want the Spurs to win so y'all can shut up. Jamal is a dork. Yes, he is a dork. That's how I'm reading that. You hate the Nuggets Wave dude on Instagram. Nuggets Wave is cool. He cool. Like, he's real cool. Like, me and him message each other and stuff. He's cool. And he showed respect towards me. I show respect towards him, his team, and everything. But I have noticed, like, some people, like, on his page go at him for certain things. Like, I think he want Will Barton to play more, and then they went at him for that. They're like, well, you know, Will Barton's trash. And I didn't really appreciate the whole, like, posting the JAKOB play or whatever and saying thoughts. He knew everybody was going to go in there and trash JAKOB, and it's just a whole stream of people saying how dirty we are. And it's like, that's not even true. But that's not, I mean, I ain't mad at him. Okay, my second favorite team. My second favorite team in the NBA, Honestly, it's probably the team that's out of the playoffs now. I mean, it would be the Grizzlies just because I live y'all. Some of y'all don't know this. I live in Memphis. I don't even live in San Antonio. But probably Jazz. Like, I really like Utah Jazz. I think that they play the right way. I think that they got a appropriate amount of swagger. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Oh, I'm a big Clippers fan now. Oh my God. Like, when I saw them last game, I said, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I really love me some Clippers. Like, for real. I'm gonna watch their game tonight and cheer them on because I love what they're bringing to the table. Because I get tired and sick of the Warriors being all cocky all the time, thinking they're just gonna win. And a team like Clippers said, nah, you ain't gonna beat us. They said, Clan is bandwagoning to the Clippers. I like the Clippers a lot. I really like the Clippers. I'll be cheering them on tonight. Not like how I cheer on the Spurs. I mean, how I cheer on Spurs is like a whole nother level because I'm like emotionally invested. But I'll be sitting back like, yeah, good shot. He said JAKOB is a dirty player. I hate all he doing is spreading hate on our team. Yeah. Because I'll be well. I'm not calling him out because I don't want anything to go back to him and it's like, oh, you're dogging him or whatever. No, I'm not trying to dog him. But one thing that I've been trying to avoid, and I think I've been gradually getting better at it, is I've realized that a lot of people that follow that Instagram page, and don't get me wrong, like, I'm under Wave, so it's not like at some point it was just all me, like it was just all my property at this point. Now, since I'm under Wave, it's certain things that you got to get past Wave and talk to Wave about certain things, before you post certain stuff. So it's a little different now, which is fine. I don't care. For the most part, I'm trying to grow this YouTube page. That's what I really care about, like, as far as these pages and everything. Even my Facebook page need to grow a little bit more. By the way, go to Facebook and go to @ClanTheSpursFan and follow and like that Facebook page. But okay, so what you're saying about how he spreads hatred for the Spurs or whatever, one thing I've been trying not to do is not get a mob behind the Nuggets, against the Nuggets, like, because I've realized that a lot of times when I get followers and I get subscribers and stuff like that, they're not just Spurs fans. There's so many people that message me that's like, yo, I'm a fan of the Clippers and I appreciate that you don't dog them. Like, I'm a fan of this team and I appreciate that, you're honest and nice about it. Because a lot of Nuggets fans recently have subscribed or follow that Instagram page. A lot of them. And it's basically because I go out there and I say, you know what, Nuggets, I give them their credit. I've already said Jokic is probably the best center in the NBA. I don't take that back. I kind of think he is. And I will say that. But one thing I try not to do is just put a player on there and just dog him out. Like, even when I put up, because I put some on my story and I said, I don't really like Jamal Murray. And I was trying to figure out why I didn't really care for him. And I asked people, and people were sending me in what they believe. Some of that stuff was just mean. And it was like, okay, this would just get a mob behind Murray. And that's, like, I was trying to post the ones that's most appropriate. So you got to be careful with that stuff, because you don't want a whole bunch of, like, people going at them like that. Wait, what happened? Oh, we talking about Dragon Ball Z? Hold on. What? Is that Dragon Ball on your hand? On my hand? What? What are you talking about? Am I missing something? How you feel about Portland? Oh, okay, I'll talk about that in a minute. Let me see. Yes, 3-star. Oh. You're talking about his picture. I saw your AMV video from 6 years ago. It was in my recommendations. For real? It was in your recommendations? That's funny. Yeah, I made that in high school. Buy the 3-star ball though. Allen Iverson. Yep, we talking about Dragon Ball Z. Hold on. I'll show you something. Get my keys. Hold on. You got the 3-star ball. got the 4-star ball. Yeah. I don't think I got anything else that's Spurs or Dragon Ball Z related on here. But yeah, got that 4-star ball. Love Dragon Ball Z. What was I saying? Oh, let me scroll up. What was I talking about before we talk about Dragon Ball Z? I was talking about. What was I talking about? Can y'all remind me what I was talking about? Because I'm gonna go into the Portland thing, but it was something else I was talking about. No, I don't live in San Antonio. I live in Memphis. I want to talk about Draymond, the Nuggets. Oh yeah, Nuggets wave dude. Yeah, he's cool, and the main thing is try not to like spread, because like you're surprised. You'll be surprised how much, because I only have on that channel, on that page, it's under, like I said, it's under wave now, but I only have like 44,000, and you would think that that's not that much, but then you can kind of see the outreach of it. Like even when I did that petition for Bertans, and then somebody asked Bertans in post-game interview and said, did you see the petition out for you? And Bertans said, yeah, I saw it. That's because of that page. That's people sending it to him, and people, you know, so you have more outreach than you think. Like for instance, I posted something where Brandon Paul reacted to Zaza trying to get under LA in a game, and I posted it, and Brandon Paul messaged me and he asked me if I could take it down because he didn't want to get in any trouble, so I took it down. Like stuff like that, and I should have screenshotted that, by the way, because he ended up deleting his comments. But stuff like that is like, you have more outreach than you think you do. So I don't want to spread any hatred towards the Nuggets, because I don't have any hatred towards the Nuggets. And then people come in that are Nuggets fans and they unfollow because they're like, yo, you just dogging my team for no reason. And I think that he didn't necessarily do that. But I guess that one post kind of got people talking trash about the Spurs like crazy. I mean, it's like more than 200 comments of people saying something negative, saying we trash, or saying that we, you know, dirty or whatever. If I were to get a DBZ tat, I would get Future Trunks. That would be dope. I'll get Vegeta. What are we talking about? Who's your favorite player not on the Spurs? He said Rudy Gobert, and he said it's Danny Green. Stop it. My favorite player is not on the Spurs. Ooh. I don't want to choose an easy one, but I feel like I am. It will be it'll probably be Giannis. Maybe Giannis. I've been a huge Gordon Hayward fan, and I don't think that he's gotten the recognition he deserves, because I think Gordon Hayward is a really good player. I'm a big Gordon Hayward fan, for sure. And I used to get so irritated because people would say that he's good for a white player, or they say he's one of the best white players. And I was like, no, he's just one of the best players. I don't think you have to say that, because Gordon Hayward, when he was on the Jazz, he was a monster, dude. He was a monster. He reminded me of a Melo, kind of. Like, he was just a monster. He could shoot any shot he wanted. Kawhi Leonard, anyone? Number 2, anyone? His name is number 2. We're doing that because of Skip. Oh, sorry. I skipped over your thing about Portland. I think Portland is a really good team. I think that them having Damian Lillard is what makes them so deadly and what makes them so dangerous. But I do think that Derek White is capable of minimizing Dame Lillard the best he can. I don't think the Portland Trailblazers have what it takes to beat a team like San Antonio, if we were to get there. I really don't want to talk about it right now, because I don't want to get ahead of myself, because we got a long game to watch tomorrow that's going to be tough. So, you know, I don't want to talk about it now, and then it doesn't mean anything after tomorrow, and then tomorrow we're talking about or the day after tomorrow, we're sitting here talking about what to do in the off season. You said Gobert is the best center in the NBA after Embiid? Nah, bro. Nah. Like, I love me some Rudy Gobert though. Fair. Rudy Gobert. I do. Um, I don't see. I actually, and maybe, I don't know. Am I in the minority here that I think that Jokic is probably the best center in the NBA? Like, just everything he can do is just ridiculous. He can shoot threes. He can pass. He can put up triple doubles. He can play decent defense. He can shoot around the rim. I mean, he's like, he's an amazing player. He's extremely hard to guard. And I would say Embiid is too, because Embiid can do a lot of like really great defense, great around the rim. But at the same time, Embiid, when playoffs hit, sometimes you don't get nasty Embiid. Sometimes Embiid is passive. Sometimes Embiid doesn't attack you around the rim no more, and he just want to take jump shots. And then when it comes to Rudy Gobert, I think Rudy Gobert is a very good center as far as him being a shot blocker and being athletic and getting rebounds. But I don't see him as like really great around the rim. I think that sometimes he make some mental mistakes. Last game where he got stripped by Harden, it was like, man, you can't do that. You can't be turning the ball over in those situations. That's a little Harden on you. You need to protect the ball, put the ball up. So I don't know. I mean, I love me some Rudy Gobert. I would love to have Rudy Gobert. I think he's a smart player. It's just when you say he's the best center, I don't know if he's the best center. I don't know. Are you French? Are you from France? Because I can see it if you like from France, because it's like you gotta represent. Who do you think we should go in the upcoming draft? I ain't worried about that right now. Honestly, I'm not worried about that because I don't watch a lot of college, so I would have to get familiar with it myself. Let's see. You're right, man. Just wanted your input. Thanks. Yeah. I'll give my. It's just I don't want to think about it too much because I feel like I get my hopes up. I get my hopes up too much. Tomorrow something happened, and I'm just gonna be depleted. Embiid is better and not fat. Embiid is a bit better since he's a better defender. I got you. Jamal Fleury because he was cold last night. That's better. That's a better joke. That's a better joke. You are getting better with these jokes. You got kind of like a dad joke mentality. I like it. Him and Embiid are neck and neck. Oh, Rudy Gobert and Embiid? Or you talking about Jokic? You probably talking about Jokic. I would say that. I mean, Embiid is a bad man. It's just that I'm seeing what Jokic did in a closeout game versus the San Antonio Spurs, opposed to Embiid being capable of like just crashing in the playoffs. But then again, I think Jokic was like a pro player for about 3 years. He said JaVale McGee. He's the best acting a fool or shacking a fool center. That Nuggets joke was some sign some fan had up during Game 3. It said, "We eat Denver Nuggets for dinner." I don't know if there's a joke for Denver Nuggets that would be actually funny using Nuggets. I think it's all about your delivery. Eric V. Dunn, the guy who did, because he's really funny. He's from like Vine, and then he got popular off of Vine. And I even let him take over my Instagram story, for a couple days during the season. He's really funny. He had a joke about, losing to a team that's named after the McDonald's menu, named after the McDonald's menu. And the way he said it was just so funny to me. I was like, now that's delivery. Yeah, JaVale McGee ain't. No, I know that's a joke. JaVale McGee ain't nowhere near. And I feel you out Rudy Gobert. I just don't think Rudy Gobert is like I don't know, man. There's a few centers ahead of him. I mean, I would even go as far as saying DeMarcus Cousins, but DeMarcus Cousins he's never here. For MVP, Harden or Giannis? Giannis. I just don't like the way Harden plays, but I would say Giannis. Just from the fact that he took the Milwaukee Bucks, and made them win 60 games. Like, that's incredible. I think the number one thing is how composed we are on their possible runs. I'm guessing he said Jamal McFlurry. Wow. I miss Tim Duncan. Me too. Don't we all miss Tim Duncan? We all miss Tim Duncan to an extent, man. Let's see. I miss Manu. I miss Manu too. You know, it's so funny. I always see people say they miss Tim Duncan, they miss Manu. When somebody gonna say they miss Tony? Nobody ever misses Tony. Nobody misses Tony. I think it's because Tony's personality is so much different. Like, I think we all have a consensus where we accept Tony Parker because he's a Spur. No, even when he retired, people ain't gonna be saying that they miss him so much. I don't want to hear that. Y'all saying he's coming back. Yes, he's coming back to retire as Spur, but come on. Like, people, Boris Diaw. I've seen people say they miss Boris Diaw quicker than Parker. I'll say this, y'all. I think it's just a consensus with all Spurs fans when it comes to Tony Parker that at times he could be selfish. The big thing he did with, Brent Barry, that was jacked up. I think we all just kind of, without saying it, we all kind of agree that he's not a favorite. Like, it's like we love Tony for what he did for the Spurs, and he was like an all-time great Hall of Fame point guard. But I think that his personality or maybe his character was not as high as other Spurs players. Thus, we don't see him in that light, because he is not going to get the same love as, I guess nobody would, as Manu got, or even Timmy. I don't think it's because Parker ain't retired yet. Because I think Boris Diaw, when he left, like, everybody was still saying they love him. Said, who's Eva? I didn't know I even mentioned Eva. Shut up. He won 999 games with the Spurs, going off to the Hornets. I'm also kind of mad we let Kyle Anderson go. I don't know if I'm mad we let Kyle Anderson go. I miss Kyle Anderson, because y'all know, like, I said this before. Well, I didn't say it on this account because I didn't make this page until this season. But before this season, I actually went out and said, I said, you know what? If I had to base my game on a player and I was coming up, I said I would do it on Kyle Anderson. Like, I would base my game off of how Kyle Anderson plays. Because I love that he's a smart player. He plays good defense. He does what's necessary. He's crafty, and he's one of those guys that's gonna be in the league a long time, because every single team could use a guy like that. So I miss Simmons a lot. I don't miss Jonathan Simmons as much as most people. I think he had heart, but I don't miss him as much as a lot of people miss him. What time is it? Go and walk. Let me see how many people are. So I miss Robinson. That's a gimme too. So what all these gimmies? Somebody already said Diaw. We just gonna sit here and talk about who we miss. You know who I miss? I miss DeMar DeRozan. Y'all, I really hope that we can win tomorrow night. Like, if we win tomorrow night, I'm gonna go in here and act a damn fool. I swear. I'm gonna act a damn fool. We gotta win, though, which is a big if. But we're gonna get a good Nuggets team. Let's just hope that the X and O's adjustments is enough. You going to game 7? Hey, do me a favor, y'all. And I guess I should post it. I guess I should post it on YouTube, because I can't really put it on Instagram no more. But if you're going to the game, you say you might be going, so I'm assuming that you didn't get tickets yet. If you're going to get tickets, go to SeatGeek.com, okay? SeatGeek.com, and use promo code Spurs Dynasty. Do that for me, because that'll give you $20 off your ticket. So make sure you do that. You can do that at any concert, anywhere, but it had to be your first time using SeatGeek. About to go to this library. I got some stuff to finish up. I really gotta go to the bathroom too. I sat in this car for a long time talking to y'all. I'll stay on while I walk up. Need a new backpack. You said, what kind of car do I drive? Crap. Man, I am a broke college student getting ready to graduate, and I was blessed enough to have parents that do not mind helping. So I drive a Nissan Altima 2009. What did you think I was? So you didn't know I was a college student. What did you think I was? Yeah, most definitely. Why do you think I'm in the car all the time? Coming back and forth from school. This last semester has been ridiculous, man. This last semester has been ridiculous, man. Right now, I'm gonna have a big scenery difference in the next few months if I can get into graduate school. Let me get across this street. I just gotta get across the street. I'm gonna talk more Spurs basketball. I talk so much Spurs basketball. I actually made this channel based on my one of my favorite YouTubers, Mark Holmes, who talks about the Cowboys all. Jeez. To be fair, I just turned 24, so I guess I'm not too far. I don't know. I'm kind of. I go good. Okay. Sound old. Where are y'all? Your boy about to go ahead and get off. About to go into this library, finish some things up, and actually I'll be back